So a lot of parents don't know when they're putting their kid and child if they should put them in the French Immersion program or simply in the English Immersion program. And basically, the French Immersion program is where, for the time you're in public school, so from grade 1 to 12, you're kind of learning French at the same rate as English, so you eventually become bilingual and you know more languages. Whereas the English Immersion program, you simply learn English, and then when you're in middle school or high school, you're allowed to take core French classes, which is basically simple French classes to know the bare minimum basics, because we are a French-speaking country as well. So a lot of people say that French is better, but then others say that it has no impact on the academic abilities or intellectual abilities of the child. So right now we interviewed a bunch of people, teachers, students, principals, to see their opinion and get to know if French Immersion is really worth that extra effort and if you should put your child in the French Immersion program.
French Immersion is an optional program in which students study the same curriculum as an English stream program, but in which the language of instruction is French. It is a program in which all students in the Canadian school system have an equal opportunity to take or ignore. The overall objective of French Immersion in Canada is to produce graduates who are functionally bilingual, with the ability to use and work in French comfortably. Historically, French Immersion did not exist in the Canadian school system until 1965. In this year, a group of parents from St. Lambert, Quebec, decided to approach the Department of Education in Quebec and attempt to implement a program where their children, English as their first language, could take a unique approach to be educated. Obviously, this plan went through. French Immersion has seen its share of accolades and conflicts from parents, teachers, students, and administration. So let's ask our peers what they think about the subject.
So the first question is, would you say that it's important that kids learn more than one language while they're in public school?
Absolutely, yes. I believe every kid should learn at least 2 languages, like it is in most European countries and even other countries that are not European. Because studies have shown that learning a second language helps kids learn better, and it develops the brain much further than people who speak only one language. That's just one example.
Okay, and would you say that kids that are in a French program, either if it's French Immersion or a full French program, do you think that they have better academic abilities and that they develop to become more intelligent in the future over just English kids?
I'm not sure about immersion program, but definitely learning a second language is a big advantage. Now it might be on a certain intellectual level which is not purely academic, but definitely it gives students a bigger, more advantage if you speak a second language, especially French, in terms of opportunities later, or even just opening access to different resources.
Okay, so first, what are your thoughts on the French Immersion program?
My thoughts on it?
Yeah. It can be positive or negative.
I like the idea of it, but I think it can be very restrictive. We do live in Canada, so I think the importance of French is there, except when people don't know certain things in English. Like little kids, when they don't know how to spell in English, but they know how to spell in French, which is fine, but I don't know if it's fine. I don't think that's right.
So do you see a difference between the abilities of your students in French Immersion and your regular English students?
It's got a lot of blank air. It all depends on the student, because traditionally French Immersion students are usually the better students, but it's not like that anymore, I'm finding.
So you don't think it's dependent on the program, you think it's dependent on the individual?
Yes.
And then our next question is, so do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
And are they in the French immersion program? Why or why not?
They are not. We put our son in French immersion, and it was not a good experience for him at all. And we ended up pulling him out before Christmas. He did not enjoy it. He became a totally different kid, and then as soon as we pulled him out, he came back.
Are you in French immersion?
No, I'm not.
So what are your thoughts on the French immersion program then?
French is Canada's second language, and I think everyone should be able to at least communicate in French.
So what you were in French immersion before, right?
Yes, I was.
So how do you think this has changed you, and like how has this changed your life?
Well, it was the biggest mistake leaving French immersion because I did very well when I was in French immersion, but I've always struggled with math. It changed my life because I went from speaking French every single day with all my classes to now not even, like I only have French class. So it really changed my life because I knew everything in French and very little in English, with the terms and stuff like that. Thank you. No problem, thank you.
Yay. Our first question for you is, are you in or have you ever been in a French immersion program?
No, I haven't even had a French class since grade 8.
Okay. So since you haven't, what are your thoughts on the French immersion program? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's nice to know more than one language. Like, I want my sister to be in it. She's 5. She goes to Owen, so at Owen they have the option. So we're signing her up for it. It's a really good thing. I agree with it. I wish I did it.
First, are you in French immersion?
Yes.
So if yes, what are your thoughts on the French immersion in general?
I really like it. I think since I guess grade 1, I've kind of been close to the same group of people, and as you go, you meet more people in French immersion, and I personally think that you're a closer knit group as opposed to the English track, and it's great because you learn another language.
Okay, and lastly, so do you think that being in the French immersion program improves the students' skills and makes them better academically?
Yeah, for sure, because you're learning everything, the exact same thing in English, but also in French, and generally we know the same terms in English, so you can apply it in both languages.
Okay. Are you in French immersion?
No.
So, because you're not, what are your thoughts on it in general?
I don't know, I think it's good. I think it helps students to get into better universities, get better jobs because they know the second language of Canada, and it helps them.
Okay. And do you believe that being in French immersion helps benefit students and makes them, get better grades?
Not necessarily, but I mean, it's good, to be in French immersion. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll help you more academically or it'll help your grades bump up, but it's good to have it on the side as a second language.
Are you guys in French immersion?
Yep.
Oh, you guys aren't? Okay. How have you guys benefited from this program?
Okay. I don't think there's been many benefits so far aside from the smaller class sizes. I guess it's interesting and cool to know another language, but I don't really see benefits in my daily life.
I think once we graduate, we'll get it.
Yeah, from the certificate.
What did you say?
You to say something?
What troubles have you faced so far in the French immersion program?
I'd say lack of good teachers, because we've had some pretty oddball teachers.
Yeah, I would like to
Not
agree
to
with
name
that.
any names.
Yeah, the lack of teachers is a big thing, and also I think that lack of grammar skills. I feel in grade 12, you're expected to know a lot of grammar, but in past years it's been mainly focused on speaking or literary things, and the fact that the teachers are a little bit they're not as good as I would say like English teachers because there's like so few to select from. Not everyone pursues French as like a career in like teachers college. So you do end up with teachers that are a little bit like not as good as at teaching.
Question. We have to decipher whether a table is masculine or feminine. And
Yeah.
know how that would be.
Yeah.
Are you in French Immersion?
Yes, I am.
What do you think about the program?
I think it's good in some ways, but pretty bad in others. It doesn't really help me to learn French. It kind of forces me to learn French because I'm just stuck in French immersion. Whereas if I had chosen to take French, like core French, I would have wanted to learn. So I'm just kind of demotivated in French immersion.
So based on the interviews we've conducted and all the research we found, French Immersion really does seem to be a positive program for young kids to participate in. We've heard great results that people really benefited from the program. Even people that ended up quitting while they were in middle school said that it really helped them. It opened up their eyes to a new language and it increased their skills. On the downside though, a lot of people say there is not enough trained professionals in the French immersion field because while there is a lot of teachers going to college, there's not enough teachers going to college that specialize in French immersion. Also, if your child has developmental problems or special needs, there are not many resources for kids in the French immersion program to get the help they need to, move on and get better grades. So that is one of the only downfalls to the program. So in the end, it's really your choice. This is the information we've given you. Is French really worth it?